Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tashi and today I have for you an updated life after gastric bypass. This is my 8-year anniversary. It is currently August 2020 as I record this video, and I had my gastric bypass, the Roux-en-y August 2012. It has been quite a long journey and I wanted to give you guys a quick update on where I'm at kind of a little bit with my health, some changes I've made and some changes that have happened to me. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, as well as you want to see a little bit about my life in picture format. I am on Instagram at tashi.h. So we're gonna get into this quickly. If you guys have noticed and you've been on my channel for a while, thank you for sticking around. It's been about 2 years since I uploaded a video. And from my last video, I have lost an additional 50 pounds from that video. Some life changes happened, some pretty drastic ones, and I was very unsatisfied where I was at, and I decided, you know what? I have goals, I have desires that I want to fulfill, and I'm going to do this. So by the grace of God, I went back to the basics, and I, was like, I'm going to treat myself differently. I am a gastric bypass patient, so I'm going to act like it. And this is what my body needs. This is what I'm going to give my body, and this is how I'm going to go forward and live life. And every day, just taking one right next step and being very intentional on the step that I was on has helped so much. So to get where I'm at currently in the additional weight, because I had plateaued 2 years ago and I just wasn't happy, and I knew I could go further and I just wasn't sure why I had plateaued. And I just remember what one of the nurses at the clinic that I went to had told me. She said, go back to the basics. Whenever you're struggling, this is a tool we've given you, go back to the basics. So I got out the paperwork that my doctor's office had given me, and I went back over it and reread and just reminded myself, hey, you are a gastric bypass patient, act like one. There are some restrictions on you, and you willingly chose these restrictions, so you're gonna have to treat your body differently. So, what does your body need? I need to make sure I'm getting my carbs and my proteins in, because carbs aren't bad. I just have to get the right ones in, and how much does my body need? Also, exercise, move that body just a little bit. It doesn't have to be strenuous, but get your body moving. And another thing for me, I dealt with a lot of wrong thinking, stinking thinking that I had regarding myself, regarding my health, and I felt very convicted by the Holy Spirit. I am a Christian, and I flow from that place in my life. I follow God, and I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and this is how I live my life. And I also firmly believe that He indwells this body, that I'm a temple of God. Well, if I am not taking very good care of His temple. I'm just going to be honest. So there's some responsibility that He gave me this body, and I'm supposed to maintain it well. And I can only do as much as I can, but I do have a responsibility to play in this. So as I went over the paperwork, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a mindset change. I did a very drastic thing to my body to get healthy because of the health complications I was having before. And this said that this would reverse, PCOS and all these other things. This is why I chose gastric. It saved my life, I firmly believe, because, what the doctors were telling me about, dying young, about all these other issues and not having hope in sight, this was hope. Well, also to do that, it required me to make lifestyle changes and to maintain those lifestyle changes. I started walking every day. Some days it was 5 minutes, some days it was 3 miles. I really listened to my body and what my body needed, and I started to realize it's okay to like me. It's okay to take care of this body. It's okay to live. For so long I had stopped living or dreaming or even hoping within me, and I had kind of gotten into a little bit of a rut. And I was gently reminded, when you go out for a walk, you don't have to pound the ground. It can be gentle. It can be very life-giving. Look at nature. Just be present. De-stress. Calm. Don't push. Don't relax. My mom actually told me that because I was stressed one day and I called her, and she's like, I really have this impression that you keep pushing yourself. Relax. Take a step back and just focus on that one step that you're taking, which was very helpful advice. Thank you, Mom. So I want to encourage you guys to, it can seem very daunting to make all the right decisions, but you don't have to make all the right decisions at once. You just need to know what the right next decision is. So I also got very serious about making sure, like I talked about before, my vitamins and my nutrition, getting my 60 to 90 proteins. However, because I was walking as much as I was, I was told I needed to up that to like 100 and 120 proteins. Um, I also take, and I'm not sponsored by them, the Celebrate Calcium Plus 500 chewable vitamins. These are for gastric patients, as well as the Celebrate Multi-Complete 45 chewable vitamins. It's very easy to absorb these, and chewable is so much easier for me to handle than taking those like big pills. And I'm always concerned if they're going to be absorbed in time, but at least with the chewable, I know my body's going to get what it needs. And, you know, getting on a regimen, you know, with my calcium, making sure I'm not giving myself too many vitamins, but not too little either. I also made sure that I ate, because it was amazing. I noticed before I wasn't eating correctly, and I wasn't diligently actually making myself sit down and have a meal, and how important that was to me. I was like, you're supposed to, like, on the paperwork I was reading, you're like supposed to take like 30 minutes to eat a meal. I could eat my food in 2 minutes flat. And I was like, wow, that's an issue. So I'm still working on that. I can push it to 15 minutes if I'm with someone, like for instance, with my family, if I'm visiting them, or I'm, you know, going out to dinner or something, and I have someone to converse with, I realize I eat a whole lot slower. However, when it's just myself and I'm eating like dinner, I just like consume that sucker, and I'm like, wait, where did it go? So chewing your food is very helpful, as well as slowing down. I also realized I enjoy eating food. You know, I don't restrict myself on saying, for instance, all food is bad. There's no such thing, in my opinion, as bad food. There's just food I'm choosing not to eat because I don't feel it's in the best interest for my body, or I do not like it. But there's a lot of other foods I do like, and I've tried a lot of new foods I wouldn't have tried before. Just making sure to keep, you know, vitamins healthy and variety in my diet, but also to making sure I'm actually taking care of me and eating a meal. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed a home-cooked meal, as well as sitting down at a table and eating it. To me, that's just very relaxing, and it feels like I'm taking very good care of myself. So currently I eat about 3 to 4 meals a day. It really does depend on that day's activity, you know, with work, or how much I'm walking that day, or any of that, or, you know, as a female, that time of month, just really evaluating what are my body's nutritional needs that day. You know, what are the demands on me, what's important, what's not. I still drink coffee. I very much do it. I have toned back how much, because I was using coffee for me as a coping mechanism, and that wasn't healthy. And I try to, if like, for instance, throughout the week, I try to not have coffee after 3 p.m., for instance, caffeinated anyways, just because I realize it messes up with my sleep. And another big thing I did that has helped is I sleep. I went through a period of time I was not sleeping, maybe 2-3 hours a night, maybe 2 or 3 hours a night. I've gotten better now, where I can sleep actually about 6 to 8 hours, you know, through a night. And rest is amazing. It's amazing what, you know, as a person, you feel better when you're rested. And, you know, realizing I'm limited on my resources, like time, energy, finances, like whether I like it or not, I'm a limited human being. So when I get tired, I have exerted all my energy for that day. I need to rest, and I need to make it priority to take care of myself and rest. And going to sleep and actually sleeping has made a huge difference as well, I've noticed, in my health. I do not regret having gastric. For me, I know it was the right choice. It is what I needed. I also want to encourage you guys, you know, even if you haven't had gastric, you're not even contemplating having gastric, that you're just watching like a health related video, whatever you choose on your health journey, make sure obviously it's right for you. But I know for me, it was very helpful to be kind to myself, not to compare my journey to somebody else's, and also realize getting healthy is just hard. No matter how you do it, whether you have the surgery or you don't, either way is going to be hard. It's going to be different types of hard. It's not that it can't be done, but it's going to be challenging. And there are a lot of things you're going to have to deal with. And, you know, once you get healthier, there are other new challenges that come into play that, you know, when you were heavier, you may not have had to deal with. That now you're having to be like, well, I didn't even know that this was now going to be an issue. I'm now going to have to, not even an issue, more of a challenge that I'm going to now rise up to and learn about and respond to correctly. So if that plays into this as well, because I don't believe, you know, having the surgery is better than not having the surgery. I believe it depends on the individual's health. And like in my case, this was what was best for me and my health, and I don't regret it. It's what I needed, It has given me back my life, and I do believe it was an answer to God. I mean, answer of prayer from God. I believe God uses modern medicine when it brings forth life and not destruction. I do feel that He's a God who heals, whether it's through the miraculous, through science, which in my opinion affirms God. So, either way, as long as I'm getting healthy, I don't have a problem with either one. And I know for me, it's brought a lot more responsibility in my life of having to be an owner of my life. And that can be scary at times, but it's also given me so much more freedom to choose, and to know that because I can choose, I can also choose well. And learning new behaviors, learning, why I did what I did. But back to what I was talking about with food, I really do enjoy eating food now. I do have donuts. Donuts are not bad. However, I do know if I'm going to have that, I need to make sure that I've had my protein in the day, and I have a little bit. And when I'm done eating, I'm done. Now for me, I throw the rest of the food away because I realize I will overeat, and that is not serving my body well if I start overeating the food or get into a lack mentality or any of that regarding certain foods. Because there's certain foods that will not keep. You just can't store well. There's some foods that you can store well. However, when I know that my body's done, I remove the food from me, so that way I don't nibble. That way I don't 10 minutes later be like, oh, let me just eat that. Well, I had just told myself I was full. I am full, so I need to stick with what I said. Also too, it's made it more fun to try new recipes. Also know what my body can and cannot tolerate, what are healthy foods for me, what nutritional goals that I have. Now, if you guys have noticed, there are scars on my arms, and if you're new, you probably haven't seen the video. I had extended bilateral brachoplasty. I think it was in 2016, and they cut me from here down to the side of my chest wall because there was just so much skin. Now, I had the surgery when I was heavier, and I have a whole video on that. And you can see that the scars are dark. On one hand, I am darker complected, obviously, and my doctor already told me that the scars would be more noticeable. However, I'm not exactly sure to the extent why my body scarred the way it kind of did. I don't really care about the scars. They do not bother me. I don't care. I have arms that I can move, that I can fit into shirts, that I don't sweat as much, and I don't stink. That's like my big win-win here, okay? The reason I had that surgery is because there was so much skin from here and here, no air was passing through. And there was a horrible smell, and it was sweating, and I would have to bring multiple shirts throughout the day to change into because of the amount of sweat and the smell. And it was embarrassing, it was frustrating, and just like, I don't want to deal with this. So I don't mind the scars. I don't care about the scars. This is me. This is what they look like from over here. I don't know how well I'm in the camera, but if you're seeing it from the front view, you really can't see the scars. If you see it from the back, I think you can see like right in here slightly. There's a little bit of jiggle, little angel wings going on here, but I don't care, really don't care about that. That is still some excessive skin. I'm going to be doing a little bit of resistance training, which I do a little bit just to tone up my arms a little bit more and to make them stronger. But like I said before, I really don't care. I'm not going for perfection with my body. I'm just going for the health and longevity of my body. Also too, I had hanging skin for 4 years. So then I had that surgery. And so there was a little bit of bounce back. I do have quite a bit of skin on my stomach, which I don't know that you can really see. I will not be showing that. I don't believe that's modest. Or on my thighs, but I would like to have surgery to correct that. Not sure when that will be, but I would like to have that just to make sure it's not pulling on, my organs or anything like that unhealthily. I do sometimes wear compression garments, because of the amount of skin. Other times I don't, because I don't particularly care for compression. If I do wear any type of compression, normally they're the shorts, just to hold in the skin so it stays firmer and it doesn't jiggle as much when I walk. Most people don't know about it because they're surprised when I mention it, because they can't tell. I can just tell, and I also know how it feels. It's not fun sometimes. You go one way, your skin goes the other. It's not fun. So I'm just going to say that much. And now I'm going to move on. So guys, if you have any questions about anything regarding, having gastric and being 8 years out, please leave questions down below. If I did not address it in the video, I'll try to do a Q&A. I can't promise that I will do that. I'm also on Instagram, which you can message me on there. I'm not the quickest at responding, so guys, if you message me and it's been a week, don't think I'm not responding. Sometimes I'm not on Instagram for like 2 weeks at a time, so just be aware of that. But thank you guys also for your encouragement, because I've gotten a lot of actually messages this year, people asking, how's it gone? Thank you for your videos. So I wanted to just thank you guys for watching them, for letting me share a little bit about my experience, about my health and my health journey, and my ups and downs. I'm by no means a perfect person, but I'm learning more and more. I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm aiming to be the best me, and what does that look like, and how do I walk that out healthily? So I hope you guys were encouraged in this video, and that you enjoyed seeing a little bit of an update. And I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget, God loves you. You are special to Him, and have an amazing day. Bye.